Hi, I'm Jesse with Engine Pro, and I'm sitting here with Alan, who is our product manager for Engine Pro products. And today we want to talk about Engine Pro racing valves and give you an explanation why they're most premium valve offering in the marketplace. So Alan, tell us what the differences are between our different offerings.
Yeah, so we've got 4 different series of valves. Starts out with our 1000 series. This is a 21-2N stainless steel. It's a high purity stainless steel made to US standards. This is a great valve for your street strip applications. If you're building for something maybe like a naturally aspirated dirt track or asphalt, maybe one of the entry level late models, let's say. There's classes that have a cam lift rule, maybe sportsman drag racing. This is a great valve for that. Beyond that, we step up to the 2000 series, and in that you get a material change to a 21-4N. The difference there is the 4N has double the nickel content of the 21-2N, so it adds a lot of toughness and more wear resistance because of the higher nickel content. So if you're building something that's a serious effort, maximum effort racing engine, anything up to and including professional racing, that's the valve that you would go for. One of the other differences that I'll mention too is that the 2000 series valve is actually swirl polished, whereas the 1000 series is not. So then from there we move up to the 3000 series, which is the Nitro Black. And we give it that name because of the 5-step salt bath nitriding process that we put these valves through. And this is actually a surface treatment. It's not a coating. It's a metallurgical treatment that embeds right into the material of the valve. So the benefit of that black nitriding really is that it's 21% smoother than hard chrome, which these other two are hard chrome, by the way. So the smoother finish is going to lead to less valve wear, less guide wear, and it's also harder for carbon to start sticking on the backside of the valve.
Well, especially with the tight tolerances that are involved here too.
Very much.
Smoothness and durability is incredibly important, right?
It does make a big difference, especially if you're talking like an endurance engine, something that let's say an offshore boat, where it's really going to see extreme temperatures and extreme power levels for extended period of time. That's where you can see the difference within that. So beyond that, we have a 4000 series, which I don't have an example here, but the 4000 series is really the same as the 3000 series. It's also a Nitro Black valve, but those are specific to diesel applications. So the intake valve is basically the same set of features. The difference is on the exhaust valves. The exhaust valves, because it's for diesels, they're a bimetal Inconel valve with a stellite facing on them. So that's kind of your basic rundown of the.
So that gives it a little more tolerance to heat then?
The Inconel stands up to heat better than stainless steel does. Yeah.
Well, what makes a quality valve?
So there's really 3 things. I mean, material, like we've talked about, but tolerancing is extremely important, and concentricity is very important. So for example, we use a fixture like this to check for concentricity. And the reason that's important is that if the head of the valve is not concentric to the stem of the valve, you run into all kinds of problems. So what's going to happen is that valve, as it goes to the seat, it's not going to seal correctly all the way around its circumference. What it's going to do is it's going to hit off to one side. That can put a bending force into the valve, which that's harder on the stem. Also, it's going to start shoving the stem over into the guide, so you're going to get more guide wear from that. And that's not to mention the sealing problems that you get, because it's not seated correctly. You're going to have vacuum loss, and you could actually be bleeding off some compression in there as well. So concentricity is really, of all of it, the most important thing to have right, and that's what I think that our Nitro Black valve does better than anybody else. And
again, these are all made in the same plant.
Yeah, exactly right. There's a single plant that is not in Asia, by the way, and all they make are racing valves. And they have some of the strictest quality control processes in the world.
So they're made to American standards.
Yep, the material is American spec. The standards are all American quality standards. Yes, all of that.
How does our material or our valve compare to the competitors in the marketplace?
Well, from our own research, just using fixtures like this, we've gone out and bought all those valves, and we've compared them to ours. And just with the results that we've seen, we have better consistency in both the margin and the concentricity than any other valve on the market. The Nitro Black valve is just, we really feel it's the best valve on the market today.
So obviously, just looking at a valve, they all look the same. So how can you tell you're getting a genuine Engine Pro valve?
And that's a great question, because there are a couple of other black valves on the market. And the way you tell you're getting a genuine Engine Pro valve is you'll see the Engine Pro logo is etched right on the head of the valve.
All right, Alan, well, thanks a lot for this deep dive into Engine Pro racing valves.
My pleasure.
For more information, go out to enginepro.com and check out some of the videos that are linked to this. It'll give you a little more in-depth explanation of the processes and the quality specs on these valves. Thanks for your attention.